Hello and welcome. Are you spending a lot of time on command line interface? And are you tired of using the same black screen for your command line use? Then you are in a good place. Hi, myself Ramiz Manked. I work as a lead web engineer at Multidots, and I do have more than 10 years of experience serving enterprise clients and doing amazing stuffs with WordPress. Today we'll be talking about why I switched to Warp Terminal and its game-changing features. Let's talk about my terminal journey. I used command prompt, which is a default terminal, PowerShell, which is coming from Windows, Item2, which is a customized terminal, and also tried various shells like ZSH, Bash, and etc. Why I need why I need to change the default terminal that I've been using. Talking about one by one, slow workflows. I have to type everything as a command. For example, I need to write two lines of command, then I will have to write each and every character in the command. There was no kind of automation or auto completion. So I had to write each and every character in the command. Then, if I had to jump on a specific word or a specific position for the command, it was not possible with the existing terminal. For example, if my cursor was at the end of the command and I had to jump maybe in between the command or maybe starting of the command. There was no any kind of functionality where I can jump on a specific word, character, or the position. I had to press arrow keys left and right to move across the command. Then it was very hard to track the command outputs. So if command is outputting something, there was no clear indication where the exact output is or where the information that I want to see. So whether it is a specific command or any output, the legacy terminal was outputting everything in a same manner. For example, if I'm outputting something, so it will give me the result and the output in the same white text. There was no any indication of the output syntax. S- Even if I had to search something within the output, there was no any there was no any way so I can search within the command that ran last. Meet Warp, which is modern, built on a latest framework like Rust, and it is GPU accelerated. Whether you are in a on a slower system configuration or the legacy systems, the Warp should run seamlessly on any of your systems. Let's take a look at the Warp terminal itself. Yeah. So each command output in its own block. For example, if I type something and then the output is will be considered as a single block. So you can copy the block itself, copy the command, copy the output, share the specific block itself because the command outputs is a single block. So you can share this particular block as well with the persons. You can share the session, the whole session. Yeah. So each command output is in a block. Easy to scroll and locate the past output. If you are putting a command, for example, if you are putting some commands or even this, you can easily scroll through the command outputs that went ahead. Copy and share individual blocks. As I mentioned, you can easily copy and share the block output to other team members. Search within the command output. You can search within the command output. For example, find within the block, and I would say any desk. So as you can see, it searches only inside the specific block output, that is command output. Let's talk about command palette. It provides keyboard first access to features. For instance, if I am writing command, for example, I write this command, and if I want to jump across the words within the command, I can do so by putting command or control key and I can switch between the words. Even I can select specific word within the command and update or remove it. So the whole command is easily accessible via keyboard and mouse as well. Quick actions like switching the theme and open workflows. If you want to switch a warp theme, you can easily do it by going to the settings and appearance and themes. On the left hand side, you will be able to see a lot of themes that are already available. So this is how you can change the default theme provided by the warp terminal. Then workflows. It also provides workflows within the warp terminal. Workflow is nothing but a predefined instruction that you can execute. For example, I've created a workflow that adds a user to WordPress. So as soon as I click on that workflow, it will put down the command where I can change the predefined variables that I set within the workflow. For example, if I need to change the username, I would say Ramiz, then I would say next attribute. I would go to the next attribute by shift tab. I would say my email address, that is Ramiz, whatever email is, then shift tab for providing the user role. This is how I can change the defaults that has been set by the workflows. Then built-in discoverability. Here I can discover a lot of information right within the warp terminal. Next is AI assistant. It can generate shell command from the natural language. For example, if I'm not sure how to add a user to WordPress, I would simply write how to insert a user into WordPress, and it will start giving a prompt to AI, and then it will give me a exact command that is used for creating a new user on WordPress. I can copy it or maybe run in a terminal, change the words that I need to change, and then run the command. This is how you can leverage the power of artificial intelligence right within the Warp terminal. Reduce errors in CLI syntax. Like it will highlight each and every part of the syntax and the command, so there are less chances of you are making any error within the terminal. This is great for beginners. With the help of AI, beginners can search through or learn new commands right from the terminal. Context aware suggestions. So Warp does know the context of the terminal. Depending on your previous commands, it will suggest the new commands on the terminal. For example, if I am writing something like WP user, as you can see, it is suggesting me the previous commands depending on my the command history. Work workflows. As I mentioned, it provides ability to create and execute the workflows right within the Warp terminal. So for instance, I created this workflow, and if I need to edit it, I can re-edit it, giving a title and whatever the command is. And even I can copy the workflow text, copy the link, share the workflow across the team. I can duplicate it and create a new one, export, and even I can delete the workflows. Let's see how I can use the workflow. So in order to use the workflow, I will just click on the workflow. It will write down whatever the command that I have saved within the workflow. I can change the command and the values, the role as well. So likewise, I can create any workflow that I daily use and make more productive. Instant history search. It can search through previous commands by a fuzzy search. If I start writing the command WP and press up arrow, it will give me all the command that I ran in the past. So this is how fuzzy search works on a warp terminal. It also search output as well. Like you can search through the output as we've seen on a one of previous slide. History is block based, so you can search within the history, and obviously this is much better than the shell history. Git integration, it has built-in Git integration, so you can run Git commands right within the warp terminal without installing any third-party services or the tools. Theming and UX, as I showcased in one of previous slides, each and every portion of the warp terminal is highly customizable. Then minimal but functional UI. There are very less sections are there on the warp terminal, but those are highly functional. The warp terminal is highly responsive, so whether you are on a mobile screen or a desktop or tablet, warp terminal will easily accommodate to the screen available. How it transformed my workflow. So I can definitely say that it have been saving 20 to 30 minutes on a daily basis. It has cleaner terminal output, so whether I need to search anything within the output or I need to give the same output to any person in my team, I can easily give it without any hassle. Warp terminals comprise of lot of tools right within the terminal. I don't have to rely on any other tools which is related to command line interface. I can focus more on a code rather than having to write commands and spending time on searching the commands. So here is my verdict. Should you switch? I must say this is ideal for modern developers who search for a productivity within the terminal. This is useful for teams sharing commands. If you are in a team who need the same commands for your project and that command needs to be shareable between colleagues, then this is really helpful feature. Especially great for solo builders and engineers. It is still actively developing, so Warp Terminal is in a continuous development and they are rolling out a lot of interesting feature at several intervals. Here are my final thoughts. Warp made my terminal experience enjoyable and productive. I highly recommend trying it for a week and I'm sure you're gonna love it. You can try it out by simply clicking this link and it will download the Warp Terminal for you. Let me know your experience in the comment section below or if you have any questions. Thank you.